So how is U.S. military aid killing teachers?
It's part of the military aid package. Supposedly it's to stop the war on drugs, but in truth, the money is going to arm the military that's oppressing its own people in Mexico. Now the military has done an all-out assault on the teachers and the protesters and the students in Oaxaca, and 12 were killed this week, and the siege continues. So the Mexicanos Unidos put out a call today for people to show up in front of the Mexican Consulate in Seattle to show our support for the teachers in Oaxaca and the people there.
You know the roots of this situation, but basically our constitution in Mexico is well done, it's well set, it's a good constitution. Our problem is the corruption, right? So they are now changing the constitution.
They meaning the government?
They mean the government, you know, the state. The state means in Mexico, which is the president, you know, all the people around here, the Senate and the House, you know, the military, all the component is the state. Mm-hmm. So all they together, even the police force, you know, they are, you know, changing the constitution of Mexico. Then they are basically forcing, you know, or scaring our people to good enough to not be able to protest because this situation. They start with this, we call this Petróleos Mexicanos, which is this company for oil from Mexico, mm-hmm. right? Pemex or Pemex, all right? And they change, you know, the policies, the constitution to let to be able, or for the big corporation to be able to basically get into Mexico, like Shell, Exxon, and all these big oil companies, right? Under the constitution, you know, the old constitution, it was not able for these big corporations to be able to do that in Mexico, right? And the constitution of Mexico also says like the people from outside, you know, if they are not Mexicans, they cannot be armed in Mexico. They changed that already. So that means, you know, like these corporations, they can hire private security well armed to protect their interests, their stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So why I'm talking about this, because this is the main thing in Oaxaca. Now they are changing the constitution, you know, to be able, you know, to change the way how the structure for the education is in our country. Mm-hmm. Right now in Mexico, the education is for free, you know, all the way to the university. Mm-hmm. So, but they are seeing like, it's like some countries, like this country, you know, you can make tons of money, you can make a lot of money if you privatize the education and the health, or, you know, the health services, let's say like that, right?
So they're trying to also privatize healthcare? Yeah.
Right. Today, you know, the nurses and doctors, they are mobilizing in Mexico. They call the community to come out today. They are changing that also, all right? So basically, the Constitution of Mexico is being changed, you know. And many teachers, they said, you know, to be able to do some changes in the education issues, they don't have to change the Constitution of Mexico. They can do this by doing, there are ways, you know, under the law for the presidents to be able to change things here and there, but not the Constitution. Because that means changing the whole structure, you know, changing the whole story of Mexico. You know, all the good things we get from the Mexican Revolution, now it's disappearing in Mexico. So this situation is very, very deep. Teachers, in the beginning, without blocking the streets, without mobilizing, they called the president of Mexico for a dialogue. They called him, let's talk about it. Let's give us an opportunity to tell you like what parts we are agree and what parts we are not agree with this, you know, with these reforms of the education things, let's say like that, all right? So, but they didn't open the dialogue with the teachers. There's a time when they start blocking the streets, mobilizing, to force the government to open the table and be able to have a dialogue.
So, you know? Is there a dialogue today?
Today, they start today, all right, finally. Mm-hmm. But the sad thing is there are being people killed, you know, from, you know, the police forces of Mexico. Mm-hmm. Until now, they are able to open the dialogue. I don't know how well it can be. We don't know, and that's why we are here today to send a message to our teachers. Like we support them. Like we are with them, even if we are not in our country no more. But from here, from Seattle, we want to send a strong message to our teachers to resist. To be able to keep organizing. And also telling them like they give us a education, because part of the education is not just giving you the knowledge to read and write. The part of one of the main parts for them is to give us the example how to organize. When workers' family are suffering, when the community is suffering. They give us the knowledge how to organize and how to mobilize ourselves. So that's why it's people getting together today in here, because we have that. Many people do not understand about the real situation in Mexico because they don't know the story of Mexico and the Mexican Revolution. Before the Mexican Revolution, it was a time when the indigenous people and the people from the rural areas, who was not able to have school. So when we get this Mexican Revolution, and by then later we were able to have education in the school level, right? Well, basically my name is Antonio Flores. I'm from Michoacan, or Marco Antonio, and I'm from Michoacan, Mexico. I'm Purepecha, indigenous people from Mexico, and I'm part of a group organized in here named Mexicanos Unidos in Washington. But we are not a non-profit. We are just a collective group, people, who get together and to support the people in Mexico, and especially when things like this are happening in our country.
Yeah, great.
Aquí hay